The Red Sox just moved one of their top 10 prospects, really one of their top 5 prospects, one step closer to Major League Baseball. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin, and the Boston Red Sox have been doing a ton of shuffling with some of their big name prospects in their minor league system, especially over the last couple of days, right? We made a ton of these promotional videos, but this one is unbelievably exciting because the player that the Red Sox promoted just a couple of hours ago has the potential to be one of the most exciting prospects the Red Sox have had in a very long time. So what we are going to do in the second video of today is break this down. Talk about who got promoted, why they got promoted, what this means for them, and of course, what this could mean for the future of the Boston Red Sox. But before we get into that, do me a favor. Make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Don't forget that these episodes are always available in podcast form. If you want to listen on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, the link to those will be in the description down below, or you could head over to your favorite podcasting app and listen to Red Seat Radio simply by looking up Red Seat Radio. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. So this is actually a pretty recent promotion. I actually almost put breaking in front of this YouTube title, but I decided not to. Anyways, it was broken just a couple of hours ago by the great Alex Spear that the Boston Red Sox number 5 prospect Miguel Bleis is making his way up from low A baseball to high A baseball. The recently turned 20-year-old has been doing really well in low A opening up the year. His overall slash line isn't super crazy. It's a 257 average with a 349 on base percentage and a 398 slug, good for a 121 WRC plus. Still pretty well above average by about 21% compared to regular players in low A baseball. He also has 4 homers during that time, 10 doubles, and a triple in just 43 low A games. But even with him being 21% more productive than the average player, those stats got dragged down a little bit due to a slow start. In fact, if you take a look at what he's been doing over the last month, he's been absolutely tearing it up. Since the beginning of May 9th to June 9th, Miguel Bleis has a 286 average with a 381 on base percentage and a much higher 442 slug, good for a 142 WRC plus. 42% better than the average hitter in the league between, again, yesterday and May 9th. He got real hot, real fast, and the Sox believe he's ready for his next challenge. But it's not just his stat line that has been really encouraging so far at the dish. This season, he has really done a fantastic job, really sort of refining his approach at the plate. So far this season, he has dropped his year-to-year strikeout rate by over 7%, down to 19.5% from 26.8% last season and 26.9% the year before. That's a pretty big drop in strikeouts, and honestly, anything under 20% is pretty impressive, but to go from a guy who's edging towards 30% down to below 20% is a really, really great sign. And it's important to note this as one of the reasons for Miguel Bleis' recent sort of slip in Red Sox rankings, really more so on a national level than it is a local Red Sox level, but still he has dropped a little bit rankings wise. And a lot of it was because last year concerns started to pop up a bit about what that approach could look like. So by cutting those down, that's a fantastic sign that he's putting a lot of questions to bed. On top of that, it's not only that he dropped his strikeout rate pretty low, but he also increased his walk rate too, jumping up from 7% walk rate in 23 and a 6% walk rate in 22 to a 10.8% walk rate in 2024. That's an increase of almost 4% between this year and last year, and it's almost 5% more than what he was walking over the last 2 years. Miguel Bleis may be the most talented player in the Red Sox system when you look at raw attributes. He has the bat to ball skills, he has the natural power, he's fast, cannon arm, and he can field. It was always sort of a matter of whether or not he can refine those tools as he gets older to really let all of his natural attributes shine. It is a really, really great sign that we are seeing that bright and early here in 2024. This also has to feel incredible for Miguel Bleis because of what he went through last year. For those of you who do not know, right around this time last season, actually, it was a couple of weeks before this date last year, Miguel Bleis went down with a shoulder injury that eventually had to have a season-ending shoulder surgery in order to repair, and really cut his 2023 season short. This was supposed to be a really exciting year for Miguel Bleis. This was sort of when he starts to get into the system really well and start developing up in the minor leagues and start getting closer towards Major League Baseball, and all of that went away. This offseason, Miguel Bleis made it a determination that he was going to come into this year healthier than he ever has before to help prevent any sort of further injuries, and boy did he. Coming into camp this season, it looked like he had come in the best shape of his life, and I know for the most part we say that about basically everyone when they show up in spring training, but seriously, for Miguel Bleis, the dude put on 33 pounds of pure muscle. This dude looks like a absolute behemoth now, coming off of a season again where he's injured. This is really big because not only is he healthy, he's hitting the ball better than he ever has before when you look at his overall profile, right? He's making more contact, he's taking more walks, and it's leading to a lot more production at the plate, especially compared to what we saw last year from Miguel Bleis, and that takes a lot of hard work and dedication. It's not easy to put on 33 pounds of muscle over the course of an offseason. It's certainly a lot harder when you also had to rehab from shoulder surgery. So what Miguel Bleis did this offseason was put in a ton of work, and what we're seeing right now is the results of that hard work paying off. So you take a look at why it's so important that we're seeing the results we're seeing right now for Miguel Bleis specifically. This is exactly why. But what does this promotion mean for his timeline? When could we see him in Major League Baseball? And what does this mean for the Red Sox in general? But before we get into that, if you're still watching, could you do me a favor? Make sure you guys have hit that like button. Not only does it help these videos out a ton, but it's also the best way to let me know that you like the content we're putting out on this channel. Thank you all very much for taking a moment and doing so. Let's get into the second part. Honestly, right now, I'm not sure that this does a whole lot when it comes to his overall development track or when he should be at the major league level. Right now, according to SoxProspects.com, I say this every video, but it's undoubtedly true, the best place to go to get your Red Sox prospect news. He should be making his major league debut sometime in the back half of 2026. Even with this promotion, that timeline still feels pretty accurate. He's still pretty young. He's still got a couple of things definitely to iron out as he gets through the minor leagues here. Could it make his timeline a little bit shorter? Absolutely, right? It could go from, hey, maybe not late 2026, maybe we're talking about early 2026 or even mid 2026 with this call up. But I think overall, again, you're probably still looking at 2026 in general. Now, what I would really love to see from Miguel Bleis, now that he's gotten up the call up to high A, is sort of similar to what we saw with other more top notable prospects last season, which was start killing high A and by the end of the year get to AA baseball so you're ready going into 2025 to really master that level. I'd love for him to get some exposure to AA before the season's up so we could go into 2025, probably the most important year of his development because he's going to have so much time in AA with a little bit of taste of what to expect. To me, that would be absolute best case scenario, but again, I'm not sure that this changes his timeline all that much. However, if he does get up to AA by the end of the year, it could shorten it quite a bit, but that's a conversation for another day. Hopefully, we make another one of these videos at some point this year, but for the Red Sox, this has to be an absolutely exciting development for this team. Again, Miguel Bleis has been a really notable name in the Red Sox system basically since he was signed back in 2021, but combine his injury last year with the sort of poor performance we saw from him before he actually got injured, there had to have been some unease with how Miguel Bleis could end up shaping up in the Red Sox system. With what he's been able to do this year, that has to put some of that unease to rest. Obviously, there's always going to be some nerves when it comes to how are these guys going to develop, how much risk are we going to put in to them being legitimate big league players, but this definitely has to ease their minds even just a tiny bit, which is good news for the future of this team. But the other thing I really want to point out with this promotion doesn't maybe specifically have to do with this promotion itself, but with the overall theme of position players for the Red Sox this year. And that is that we've seen a lot of players in the minor league system this year, specifically really sort of top name guys, drop their strikeout level and increase their walk rates. Not just Miguel Bleis. We talked about it when Nick York got promoted. We talked about it when Matthew Lugo got promoted. We've been talking about it with Marcelo Meyer, who's been an incredibly tough out lately. Kyle Teal's been on a similar path, right? These are guys that are bigger names in this system that are really taking a step forward, not just with their bat, but with their plate approach. And I think that says a lot about how the Red Sox as an organization are going about the art of hitting. Now, if only they could bring that art of hitting up to the major league level and we were getting more walks and less strikeouts, we might be in a different place here, but that's a conversation for a different day. I think this Miguel Bleis promotion is another example of the Red Sox system as a whole doing the correct thing with these guys, and to me, that is absolutely encouraging. And overall, you look at this, it's not only exciting for Miguel Bleis, who put in a ton of work this offseason to improve himself and have those results come to fruition early on in the 2024 season. It's not only exciting for the Red Sox because their overall philosophy on prospect hitting and stuff like that has been paying off in a lot of big names, but it's exciting for Red Sox fans too. There isn't a ton to be incredibly excited about with this big league club right now, but you can't help it look at these promotions. I said the same thing when Nick York got promoted, but it gets you excited for what the future of this team could look like. Again, Miguel Bleis is one of the most talented players in the Red Sox system, if not the most talented player in the Red Sox system. Thinking about what he could be at the big leagues should absolutely get Red Sox fans pumped up. And when you have him performing the way you expect him to perform in the minor leagues, getting these promotions, making his way closer to Major League Baseball, you can start to get an idea of what that future is going to look like. So to me, these are my favorite part of the Red Sox season right now, seeing these guys get closer and closer to Major League Baseball, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel here for Red Sox fans, and seeing the Red Sox youth start to take over this city. I absolutely love it, and I really hope the best for Miguel Bleis. He 100% deserved this promotion. The Red Sox made the right call here. I really hope we could see him even get further along here by the end of the year up to that AA level, but that's just my opinion. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think? What do you think about this Miguel Bleis promotion? Do you like it? Do you not like it? What do you think it means for his development track? And what do you think it could mean for the future of the Boston Red Sox? Let me know all your thoughts on the latest Red Sox promotion in the comment section down below. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, like I mentioned, don't forget to hit that like button as well. Not only does it help these videos out a ton, but it's the best way to let me know that you're enjoying the content we're putting out. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the red seats.